Would that tickle your fanny? Well, we're getting reports of an innovation of the fast food industry, at least the start of it. Let's hear some reporting on it, and then we'll add some commentary.
Castle unveiling its brand new Crave and Go vending machine across America, where you can get 4 of the famous sliders from White Castle in just a minute. These machines are rolling out across the country. You can get some hot and ready sliders at places like Boston's Logan Airport, Southwest Florida International Airport, in Fort Myers, even America's college campuses. And we've got one of them right here on set.
One would have to ask, or at least think, how fresh is the food that comes out of a vending machine? Let's see.
Before I went to the break, I wanted 4 sliders, and look at this. Okay, here it comes. The food is ready. Now, let me see what this looks like here. Okay. Wow, this is hot.
Hot food right
This is hot. Okay, it's cold to open.
Hot and ready for you. Hot and ready for you.
Wow, amazing. Okay.
Look at the steam.
Look at this. It is smoking hot. Smoking.
It's hot, but what type of preservatives are needed to be able to maintain this food for it to be good tasting? I'm sure it tastes good in the vending machine for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at the steam.
Look at this food. Hold on. I got to show. This is hot sliders from White Castle, which were just made. There's an oven in there. So let's talk about this. White Castle CMO, Chief Marketing Officer Jamie Richardson is here. Entrepreneur and inventor of the infomercial, Kevin Harrington, is here as well. We are joined by David. David, you are the inventor of this thing. Tell us about this machine.
Well, it's a robotic restaurant in a box. It's fully automated, no employees. You can literally have 24/7 great food.
Keyword there, no employees. I think that's what the upper echelon top business CEOs or whatnot, their main goal these days apparently is how do we make the industry with no employees? That's just the way we're going right now, and it's sad, to be honest with you.
A kiosk now.
Unbelievable. How does it work that there's an oven in there? Because this is not like your regular vending machine where I'm just going to go and put, a dollar in there and get a chocolate bar. This is something that's actually being cooked on the spot.
You can get fresh hot food now almost anywhere 24/7. And yes, it automatically heats everything. It stays refrigerated inside the kiosk. It heats and then it serves. It's instead of having Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Grubhub and takes 45 minutes, and then you can now get your food in 45 seconds.
That's amazing. Now, Kevin Harrington,
Now I want to be a Debbie Downer. There is a space, or let me rephrase, a place for, this is innovative. We got regular vending machines now. They're just furthering, vending machines in that particular segment. But I just don't want the mantra of, hey, no employees to be like the status quo for companies, with robotics on the rise.
Invested in this. You saw the opportunity here.
I did.
There are almost 1,000 of these machines already out there.
Right.
Tell us what you saw in this business.
So I spent a few years as a shark on Shark Tank, and I get thousands of pitches, okay? And people, they want to open a business, but if you're going to open a restaurant, it costs millions of dollars. Here is a restaurant in a box for a fraction of the cost, and you can operate 1 or 2 or a couple of them, but we're looking for entrepreneurs that actually want to be in business for themselves with White Castle, an iconic brand, to be.
And I agree with him. If even if I was in a financial position and I thought this would work, hey, this is basically going to be a revenue stream for someone. And if somebody wants to grab a White Castle Crave and Go, to each their own. So hopefully this is just an addition to the fast food industry. Not the status quo, as I mentioned. So, to each their own. If they want to partake, then they can partake. But I don't see anything wrong with advancing the industry and being innovative.
These products in any locations, casinos, hospitals, schools, colleges, airports, like you said, it's awesome, and it's taken off.
So you want to get more investors to what? Buy this machine or lease this machine or what? I mean, if I'm a small business owner and I decide I want to get one of these and have my own business. How do I do it?
There's two ways. One, we actually I invested in a crowdfunding round that's open to the public, and that's one way they can get involved. The other way is they can actually buy a machine and operate the machine as a business. And, entrepreneurship, I mean, let's put it this way. AI is destroying a lot of entry-level jobs. This is the kind of business that somebody that wanted an entry-level job can make really good money part-time.
That's unbelievable. Now, Jamie, you got to talk to us about.
I don't know about that comment. He said if those entry-level job workers wanted to own a business, the threshold is what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's going to be that low for one of these machines.
Castle, this is a brand that everybody loves. Who
So I didn't quite understand that talking point.
doesn't love White Castle burgers? What did you think when these guys first came to you and said, look, we want to feature White Castle in these restaurants in a box?
Well, for White Castle, as a family-owned business, been around for 105 years, we've seen a lot of ideas over the years. And what we've learned is when you can be more places for more people, that's where the craving grows and goes. And that's how you attract new customers. So this didn't just look good on the chalkboard. It's working in the real world. So we just made a big commitment to go up to 5,000 kiosks that are actually just focused on White Castle and selling more.
You all think this is going to be a success? I can see it maybe working on college campuses, reaching the younger customer base. But I think once you get to 30 and older, I could be wrong. Most folks, I will not be eating a White Castle burger out of a vending machine. I can tell you that.
I know that these guys want these White Castle burgers.
Look at Maria. She played that off well. She's not going to eat it. She's like, hey, let me get somebody else to taste test this. Maria's not going to eat it.
Over to you so you can have a burger. Hey. How much revenue are we talking about? I mean, what are your expectations here?
I mean, listen, in the right locations, you can sell up to like $600 a day the kiosks are producing. So it's great for the ordinary consumer to be able to buy a kiosk, own their own business, and create their own destiny.
Kevin, what are the other options? In addition to White Castle, give us your sense of what else I might want cooked in a restaurant in a box.
So we're doing hopefully a deal with Jimmy Dean, breakfast sandwiches, and Wow Bao, and some of the other companies.
Wow Bao, pot stickers, and
pot stickers.
Processed foods is an issue in this country, but hey, capitalism is capitalism.
The cake boss, Buddy Velastro, so he's working with us.
Wow, I got to tell you, I mean, I haven't seen a White Castle in a while. There used to be one around the block from my house in Brooklyn, but this is almost like saving business. This is saving brands.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, we're invested in new castles. We're in all 50 states in the retail section in the grocery store. But to have these kiosks available, it's an invitation for more people to satisfy their craving.
I got to tell you, Kenny Polcari's been asking questions all day. and during the commercial, he would not stop asking these guys questions. What
I just had one. It reminds you right of White Castle, right? Yeah. Right out of the thing. Right, I can ask you a question. I don't know if I missed this.
Yeah.
How much does that cost if somebody's going to buy it, or how much if they're going to lease it?
It's somewhere around $20,000 to purchase the kiosk,
right?
And it's somewhere around $500 to $600 per month.
And so, if I want to purchase it, are you offering if somebody wants to purchase it, are you offering a finance plan or no?
Yeah, we'll have the ability to finance it if somebody wants to finance
it. It's a good question because if I spent $20,000 on this, are you getting any recurring revenue from that, or is that just my business? Once I put that 20 grand down,
that's your money, that's your business.
Then
20 grand is the barrier of entry. 20,000 is the barrier of entry. Let's see what else it entails.
And then I could put this, how significant is the maintenance of that? What do I need to do to maintain this?
Very easy. There's 64 items that go in there, and it's really easy to load. You're in and out of the kiosk in 5 minutes. So very easy.
I mean, your experience on the Shark Tank, exposed you to so many businesses, Kevin. Yes. How does this compare to what you experienced on the Shark Tank?
Somebody comes on Shark Tank, they want to own a restaurant, but it's a $2 million investment. And what happens if sales are a little slow? They're sunk, right? With this machine, for 20 grand, you own a restaurant, and let's say the location you're in is great for a while, and then it slows down.
I do like the addition to the segment. I mean, it could be this is getting intriguing. It could be another revenue stream. Let's listen.
Another location.
Wow.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I want, in the summertime, maybe I want to put this at the...
I mean, 20 grand, you get me and 3 other buddies with 5 grand in. This may be interesting.
Exactly.
Right? And then in college, during school, Cheryl, if you want college bars,
College
is what Cheryl was
bars.
talking about, is a
Location, location, location.
great idea. So what kind of reception have you seen?
Fantastic.
What are you hearing from business?
Well, he's enjoying it. Holy smokes.
Right here. They taste just like they came off the grill, by the way.
It tastes just like you're at
He's loving it.
I have to say, it's right out at White Castle. I can ask you a question. If I bought that, where do I get the food to stack it? I have to keep the food?
Actually, it works just out of the same boxes that White Castle provides in retail. So it works.
But they deliver it to my house. What I mean is I have to keep the inventory at my house?
You don't have to keep it there. You can keep it at your house. You can keep a freezer chest next to the cooler. So you can really set up your own business.
And is that additional on top of the $20,000? This $20,000 is just for the machine, but then my maintenance fees are, buying the
just
things
buying the goods, right? But
Okay.
your margins are really good, and you're setting your price depending on the venue that you select.
Maria's asking very good questions, very good reporting, but they're being rather vague. Maybe they don't know the answers at this time, but they aren't quite giving up the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Who selects the location, me or you?
You get to select the venue location. And again, think about it. It's hospitals.
Let me ask you a question, Kevin. In
yeah.
terms of going forward and this business,
Yes.
what are you expecting in terms of the growth of this business now that you're a major investor?
Yes, well, we've got 1,000 machines just about right now, but we've just signed a deal for 5,000 total White Castle machines. And of course, we have other brands, other iconic brands, like Jimmy Dean sausage sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, right? So this is going to grow. I mean, this is 10 years. We've raised over $70 million for this venture, okay? So that's a lot of capital, and we're going to be building a huge business out of
That
this.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So what do you all think? You think it's going to be a hit? That's going to remain to be seen. It's a possibility, though. Like I said, it's an additional avenue in that space, in the fast food space. I foresee it being successful if you pick the right location. 20 grand is not the worst threshold for a barrier of entry. It's a risk. I'm sure it's more. The devil's in the details, I'm sure, but as a addition to a revenue stream for your average person, it might not be the worst thing to look into. What do you all think? Drop it in the comments and let me know.